like this idea.
Welcome back, everyone, to Myth Speaker. In our last session, our adventurers were on the Isle of Moilios, seeking out the recipe or doses of ambrosia with which to fortify your physical bodies for a descent into the Iblydan underworld. Having met with a statue of the ancient hero goddess Antoya and granting her some form of sentience, she helped you understand the current state of the island, that mythic power seems to have enlarged quite a number of bees, themselves being heavily confused as to their environment. They have gone off and formed a new hive of theirs, which is perfect because if you want to make ambrosia, you will need truly unique honey that effectively has not been used before for anything similar. And, well, brand new big ass bees should work with that. Of course, you will also need to acquire some royal jelly from the hive. And the goddess, the statue gave you a minor request. Should it be possible for you to do so, she would appreciate if you could thieve away one of the queen larvae from the hive, such that she could begin to raise a second hive of these large bees that she could herself study. You guys followed the large bees west, found the enlarged flower fields where they spent their days, and followed them to the edge of the island, where saw the two massive ancient island statues, the Orosthus, that have, well, they got a big hive built on their arms now. So you found where the bees are absolutely living, and deciding the easier way to make your way over rather than waiting for morning and trying to hop a ride on some bees with the flowers Illyria enlarged was to just swim the relatively short distance, making your way over to the island, where you found a number of fallen bees on the ground with parasites attached to them, and on the western half of the island, a large bear that has moved into a cave and has been feasting on some of the honeycomb and bees from the hive, that was very territorial when you all arrived and pretty quickly attacked, but could not overcome your onslaught, giving you access to its cave to sleep the night off. So we are sort of picking up immediately here the next morning as you guys awaken well rested in this cave, having gotten a full night's rest at this point. You can see beautiful sunlight streaming down from the outside of the cave. Even from down here, you are hearing the sort of buzzing of the bees kind of in the air as the hive is above, and they are beginning, or some of them at least, are beginning to leave to go out and pollinate and collect nectar today. What would you all like to do?
Make sure that I harvested the bear.
Yep, you got the bear.
All right. Was there anything in the cave aside from the poor bees and the honeycomb?
Just the bees that are all dead, partially, feasted upon by the bear. You did get that one sort of stinger from a bee guardian that you are able to like use one of the bear claws or two to make a quick handle out of for that sort of enchanted, effectively rapier that is able to draw upon some hallucinogenic venom.
Okay.
Anyone care if I take the staff of healing?
No, go for it.
Alrighty.
All right. So, look outside, see the bees. Ton looks up.
We must climb.
Higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, how many hundreds of feet up was that?
I mean,
Beehive?
the hive itself, you're like 50, 60 feet away from. The statues
Terrible.
themselves are about 300 feet tall, but the hive is basically attached and hanging to the underside of their outstretched arms.
Okay.
Is there a way to
Right.
do staff stuff without redoing?
Unfortunately,
Daily prep.
it is when you do daily prep is when it adds it into your activations tab.
Yeah, we just woke up though, right? I was gonna do it.
Yeah, you just have to unfortunately redo the daily prep.
Okay. Long rest. Daily prep. I'm gonna expend a second rank spell.
Oh ho. Give it 2 extra charges. More first rank heals. Let's go.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. So, it looks like our options are very limited, and it looks like climb is the current one in the running for let's do this. Anybody else got any other suggestions before we start trying to scale these statues?
I mean, I guess it's climb or the trying to ride the bees tomorrow when they come out.
You mean this morning?
Wait, is it? Oh no, did we wait? Oh no, I forgot we did rest. Sorry, I totally
Yes.
forgot that we rested because we were all dead after the bear fight. Okay.
It is first thing in the morning here.
Yes, my bad. The alternative, I guess, would then be when the bees start coming out today to try to ride them. But
Okay.
That's
Ton
like
is
swimming back and then going back to the field, which is like a 2-hour walk. I think.
yeah, or banking on the flowers that like Illyria.
Oh,
traded.
that's right. I made big flowers to attract
Oh,
the bees down to us
they're-
at the edge.
There's like less than the field, so it might be harder there. Sure.
okay. Ton is all for the idea of, interpretive dancing the bees into letting us ride them. But he's not going to beat around the bush. He has no idea how to convince the bees to let us do that. I mean, we've pulled off some pretty interesting bullshit so far, but bee talking is not one of his specialties.
We could always
You mean
ride a bee
special
down.
bees?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jericho.
We could climb up and ride a bee down if we need to.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The
All right,
bees,
so Scoffa,
again, as sort of a reminder, from what you've seen so far, seem to be overall gentle compared to the mythic powers you guys have dealt with so far. Were typically very sort of enraged and violent, but from what you've seen of these bees, whatever mythic power enlarged them did not seem to make them any more aggressive than usual. Maybe there could be a case made for this bear being more aggressive, but bears are pretty territorial anyways, so that's kind of up in the air.
okay.
I mean, we're all
Alright,
pretty good at climbing,
that is
except
true.
for Illyria. I
No,
assume.
I have wings. I will flutter
Yeah,
up
Illyria can fly up.
with
Illyrica,
Mumble
kinda
on
just
my mushroom
hopping
cap.
up.
One square at a time.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
How many squares is it to a place to get in? Can we see anywhere to get in yet?
Give me a quick perception check.
We're all just standing on the ground looking up. Looking up. This
Shading
big,
your
huge
eyes, trying
hive.
not to blind yourselves here in the morning.
Holding our hands over our eyes, going, "Can you see anything?"
Does
Well,
anyone have like
I think it's
spyglass or something?
very fitting, Illyria, with your sort of mushroom cap to help shade your eyes. It's much easier for you to see.
Oh, nice.
You do see, like, you watch some of the bees leave the hive through some honeycomb that's about 80 feet up.
Oh.
So,
Spot an entrance.
I'd say for you, with your sort of hop flying, would probably you'd be looking at like 10 to 15 minutes to get up there, but would be very safe to do it that way.
I can carry Mumbles on my mushroom cap, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and so for the rest of us, we would need 8 successful.
No, I'm not going to force you to
Five
make
checks.
8 successful athletics checks. Jesus Christ. Are you insane? I'll only require you
Yes.
to make 7. Gods. Get your life together, Queek.
My life is together.
Evidently not. Thinks I'll make it require 8 athletics checks per person.
We're gonna be spending the whole round just trying to get successful athletics.
All right, guys, our
An
entire
hour-
session tonight has been booked for rolling athletics checks to climb
Yes.
less than 100 feet. I hope you're prepared. This is what you've paid for.
Oh no.
All right, Todd's gonna be like, all right, Illyria, I guess we'll meet you at the top. He's gonna go over to the statue and look for a decent place to start using the climbing kit and making his way up.
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and I mean, it's rock that has been carved. It's not as if it has been completely smoothed out by whoever carved it. It certainly is definitely roughshod, especially around the base of this, where it just kind of goes from kind of like the idea of cloth to just the bare rock of the island's base. So very easy to begin finding handholds. Scophos and Arrayus, do you guys have anything special you would like to do, or are you just kind of climbing up as well?
I'm gonna use echoes of the swords.
Are you just going to do big jumps?
When I climb, I can do
Oh.
it mythic.
Nice. I thought you were going to say you're just going to do a bunch of high jumps. Which would be
If only the
objectively
high jumps
hilarious.
rules worked for that. But
I feel like if you're going to do a mythic high jump, the height should be increased. You know what? That's probably going to be a house rule from now on. But yeah, absolutely, that is a mythic point that lets you roll it at mythic proficiency. Arrayus, how about you? Anything special?
No, I was looking at Godspeed and the Bracelet of Dashing, but those are like a minute, so I don't know.
Yeah, the movement speed wouldn't help too much when you're
Yeah.
sort of already kind of keeping
Just-
pace with others in the group.
Yeah, like if we needed to maybe climb faster. But
Right.
I do have terrain expertise mountain, but that is about survival, so no.
I'll
Just,
give you the
start
bonus for
climbing.
that. Why not?
All right, Jericho, for
How frequently
my
does one get to use terrain expertise?
Exactly. Thank you.
Jericho, would you say that there are at least how many does it require? That there are at least 12 friendly bystanders around me.
How many?
12.
Just the
yes.
five of us here.
the
I
useless
see
laurels.
only 4,
The champion's
actually.
laurels talisman. I'm trying to use it.
You know what?
The bees don't count as friendly bystanders.
First thing I'm going to ask before I answer that question is
Yeah.
Scophos, go ahead and give me your mythic athletics check here.
Oh my
Alright.
god, I just realized we have a spyglass in our stash anyway.
Do we
My,
really?
That.
My sword is drawn because I have combat climber, so I don't need two hands to climb.
Nice.
I have checked roll with proficiency and athletics.
Awesome. Even with mythic proficiency, that is not quite a success.
Yeah, I'll spend another mythic point to reroll at mythic proficiency.
Going down to 1 mythic point, 10 minutes into session. Let's go.
Wow.
That is a success, thankfully. Do make sure you expend the mythic point for use of Echoes of the Sword.
Yep.
Yeah, as you begin to climb, you drawing upon a great wealth of mythic power within your body in order to make this climb extremely easy for you. The sort of output of energy that emits from your body sort of blinds those of you on the ground for a moment and gets the attention of a few of the fish that are sort of swimming nearby. And so, Ton, as you are looking for observers, you see a couple fish heads kind of surfacing and watching up at the group. How many observers are you looking for?
12.
12! Let's see how many you get. I'm going to roll 2d12 here.
Okay. Don't forget my allies are also observing me.
That is a 6 and a 7 for 13.
It's a what?
Yay.
You
That-
shut up right now, Aaron. I will take away your mythic points.
You rolled a what?
What?
7 and a 6.
Oh, okay. Let's go Philly. Let's go 76ers. LeBron. Anyone?
Yes, good. Correct. I mean, you are welcome to use your champion's laurels here if you'd like, Ton. You know those are a consumable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go talisman
Alright.
usage.
Yeah.
We
All
also
right.
have a feather stepstone in the stash.
Indeed, there
I
I
is.
did find it funny that they gave us those laurels and then nothing in the game has
In the
evolved
wilderness.
to being near anybody.
Well,
Not
so
yet.
Theoretically, we'll get to a moment, at least soon, where once you guys start building up a cult and have people just genuinely following you around to worship you, those would meet that requirement.
Yeah.
Which we're getting to that quite soon, but we're not quite there yet. Oh no.
Welcome to
Oh,
the
I'm
two-
re-rolling. I'm re-rolling with a mythic point.
Oh my gosh, we're using all of our
You
mythic
see
points
other
right
GMs
off
out
the
there,
bat.
this is how you get your players to use all their rerolls beginning of session, is just have them roll poorly on climbing checks.
I really hope the bees are really friendly.
Well, the good news is
Oh,
you
dear.
didn't try and swim back, so the pheromone mark that Arias got from the bees you saved yesterday didn't wash off.
Yo, good.
Arias, you're watching both of your friends need to draw upon their mythic powers to climb this statue as Illyria is kind of slowly flying up alongside you all. It doesn't even look slow since she's beginning to outpace your friends when they're not drawing upon mythic power. But please do better than them.
Jericho's gotten 3 mythic points out of us so far.
Unintentionally.
And you said I could use my mountain terrain expertise. for
Yes, I
this.
will give you the bonus for that.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say,
Um,
Arias,
Oh no.
but a
Oh,
20
no.
is not a success.
Oh,
we
join the
need to make
group.
it up there. We need to make it up there. She's like, okay, watch out. Oh my. She's like, watch how it's done, and then like immediately like slips and falls off.
So Scoffos rolled a 2. I rolled a 2 into a 4, and now Arias has rolled a 4.
I rolled a 6
into a
into a
4.
4.
Yeah, the first 6 rolls of this session, not counting your guys' perception checks, have been below a 10. That's not good news. And of the
Yeah, I mean,
perception
my
checks made,
reroll is only at 9.
yeah, and of the perception
It's
checks made,
only up
only
from
one of them
here.
was above a 10. So we've done 9 rolls so far, and only one has been above a 10, guys. This is... We need to, like, reschedule
dear.
tonight? Is everyone okay?
Is anybody allergic to bees? 'Cause
No.
this is
Yeah, who's got a pollen
not
allergy in this party? It's acting up real bad.
good. Yes.
I have a
EpiPen,
pollen allergy.
talisman, everyone
On, this
equipped.
is your fault.
I know, and I'm so happy it is.
Alrighty. Well, each of you sort of needs to draw upon a bit of your mythic power to do so. But thankfully, Illyria, you are the only one who does not, since you can just kind of hop, skip, and a jump your way up. But you guys eventually make your way up over a close to 15-minute or so period, up the side of this statue, and sort of reach that entrance into this honeycomb. This massive hive designed for bees, Arias' size, effectively. So, no real need to squeeze or anything. I don't think any of you would have perhaps considered ever entering a beehive in your younger years as something you would do one day. But here we are. Iblydos is a strange place these days.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing we know,
Just
I'll
a
be
bit.
asking you guys to jump into the underworld.
I am so ready for this.
Oh dear.
But as you guys make your way into the beehive, the sound of a deep buzzing sound fills the air. The floors, walls, ceilings, everything is vibrating as you enter this place. And everything is made from yellow, waxy hexagons. You sort of take this short tunnel that, as you are beginning to slowly and carefully make your way down it, you actually see a sort of similarly heavily enlarged ant a bit of a distance ahead of you guys, kind of on its own. It's about the size of a pony, making its way, sort of feeling forward as it kind of walks into this down this tunnel, until it opens up into a massive central chamber that rises multiple dozens of feet overhead. As you sort of see the opened up area, you can immediately see just the western wall that's sort of attached to the statue itself is covered in bees, crawling up and down, occasionally flying off into another of the innumerable passageways leading out of this central chamber, each of them found at different heights. There's not a lot of room in this area. You see the bees, while they're not necessarily trying to step on one another, they are sort of constantly bumping into one another. Wings are smacking each other as they fly. This is an area that doesn't have a ton of space. One of those bees that recently detached, kind of, as it begins to fly, it bumps into that large ant that has entered. You see that ant's like mandibles kind of moving about as it tests and sort of decides where to go next. The bee kind of pauses, turns, and inspects the ant. And after just a moment or so, it begins sort of twitching its body, flicking its wings, and numerous other larger bees quickly detach from the walls, fly directly at the ant, and stab it with their stingers. Which, for reference, the stingers of these larger bees are about the size of swords. Penetrate the ants easily, and then rip out, leaving massive venom sacs behind as the ant kind of soon collapses to the ground, and some other bees gather to sort of tug and pull the ant down one of the other passageways out of sight of this chamber. Not a safe place, it seems, for those not recognized as bees.
Yes. Arrayus, you're on deck.
Yeah. Illyria is gonna like step closer to Arrayus and just like sidle up next to her.
Yeah.
So are we in this crowded area, or we just
You're
like
sort
saw
of
that
like,
happen in like
you were
crowded
making your way
area?
down the passage, so you're like a good 15, maybe 20 feet away from this central chamber at the moment, having watched this just happen in front of you.
Okay. Okay, I guess we have no
pressure.
idea which. I guess we have no idea which way to really go. But
Not
there are
as
more
of yet.
passageways from that central area, so
Mhm.
I guess just start making my way over there and
Yeah.
hoping that the pheromones work. I guess everyone be prepared to
Yeah.
run
So-
backwards and jump into the water if it doesn't work. So
Everyone get your
Oh.
sprinting shoes on.
Yeah, I know, right?
How familiar are you all with the concept of infiltrations in Pathfinder?
I've never done one.
Okay.
Is it like the
Really?
victory point system?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So, the simplest way to sort of adjudicate this is, instead of giving you guys a big map to explore and try and find your targets here, we'll sort of break it down into a few specific challenges that we'll have everyone roll a skill check for, and you guys are looking for a certain number of successes as a group to overcome said challenges. Poor rolls will lead to the awareness of the other bees in this hive being raised, and should that awareness get too high, them potentially realizing that you guys are intruders that do not belong here. It's one of those things that a lot of different skill checks can be used for these obstacles. I'll give you typically a couple options, and if you have other ideas, you are more than welcome to give me some as well. So I think I'll have us sort of start off simply with just making sure to not alert any of the guards that seem to have maybe raised their caution levels after that ant's entry into this nest. So what I will ask for is everyone to give me a check of some sort on how they think they might convince these bees you belong here. You know, I'm thinking things like performance, crafting, deception as a, like, disguising yourself, like diplomacy if you just want to be really nice, things like that. If you have ideas for other skills you'd like to use, I'm more than happy to hear it. And as a reminder, everyone here is getting that +1 bonus to every check because of the bee you saved outside, so long as you are kind of sticking with Arrayus.
Okay.
Did that make
would these
sense
be-
real quick? Sorry, I know I kind of spoke rapidly, but I want to make sure. Does anyone have any questions about the sort of infiltration system?
So we're gonna roll some checks,
Mhm.
and if we succeed at the checks, then we get further in and we find our objective.
Yep.
If we succeed enough, is that the gist of it?
Yeah, it's effectively, you can think of it like when you guys were on the boat earlier when there was a storm rolling through. It's just a series of skill challenges.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, are you gonna tell us what checks that we're supposed to be rolling, or
Yeah,
do we
so I'll give
kind
you
of
a
get
couple
to...
options. that are like the easiest ones. But if you have your own
Okay.
ideas, I am always more than happy to see what ideas you guys have.
Okay. Ooh, this will be fun.
Oh yeah, I also did this morning.
Fantastic. Who's got the life connection?
Ton.
Okay. Perfect. You can take another 46 damage crit.
Jericho, I need to go attend to something. I'll go last on the first round of rolls.
How dare you? Go get more fucking black coffee or whatever. I'm still upset at you for that.
Nothing wrong with that.
I have perturbed Queek. So,
Um,
what do people have ideas? Again, sort of for this first little challenge here, some of the cautious guard bees in this area. I want to probably convince them that you belong here. You should be able to pass freely. So, best skills would probably be things like performance, crafting, deception, survival, diplomacy. But if you have other ideas in particular for other skills, by all means. B lore is always an option. I don't think anyone has B lore though.
I didn't think to take that in my in my selections.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. So I have. I kind of was thinking along the lines of I have a command an animal as something that is because of I have a high nature check. I have a
Mhm.
command an animal that is kind of. Could I use that to kind of convince the bees that we're friendly?
Certainly, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, command an animal is an action. It's a general action, so anyone can do it if they have a good nature. But you have a very good nature, so your command an animal is among the best in the party, I believe. What about?
Want me to roll that now?
Sure. What about Arias and Scophos?
I'll probably just go survival.
Sure.
I will go with performance, I think.
Yeah.
And
Dense for
just
their
like-
entertainment, Arias.
probably more like mimic their whatever kind of like movement pattern, like the way that they move erratically, kind of just try to move the same way and
Sure.
use my cloak to cover up like my weapons or anything that might be sticking out.
I'll use survival in the exact opposite way to stay away from their movements.
Yeah, fair enough. And actually,
And so we add that modifier.
yes, I'm going to give everyone that pheromone marked ability, so that way you should be able to just turn it on when you go to roll. So, Illyria, your roll's actually
did not
29.
add to mine.
You're all good.
Sorry about that.
Nope, you're fine. 23 performance, very nice. A 17 survival is not quite a success. So, for reference, when it comes to infiltration, typically failures build awareness, and you guys are looking for a certain number of successes as a group in general. I do allow mythic points to be used. However, I typically say mythic point you can use. If you use it and succeed, you would use it to succeed so that you get a better chance of overcoming this whole thing as a group. However, using a mythic point will still raise awareness no matter what, because that sort of emission of mythic power is not something easily hidden, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm not spending one.
I realized I was saying that, and you're the one with only one mythic point left, so. Ton is still gone, so I'm going to make the choice for him here. Shame on him. And I think in that case, we're going to have him use survival as he returns. Hello. Welcome back.
Okay, I had 2 ideas.
Okay.
Jericho, would these bees count as legendary beasts?
That is an interesting question. I'm going to say for the general bees. You know what? Actually, because this is an obstacle directly relating to bees, I would allow legendary beast lore here. For some of the other checks we'll come up to that are more focused on the hive itself, I will not allow it though.
Okay, my thought process was these aren't known
Yeah.
legendary beasts. These are beasts that are legendary in their infancy. So Ton is using the knowledge from the past to be like, okay, these ones are brand new. This is going to be fun.
Sure.
All right,
I'd
here we
allow
go.
it.
All right, and booyah.
Oh, yeah.
Scary.
Well, hot
Okay.
dog
Done.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 4 total successes is fantastic as a group. That is exactly what you are looking for here. As you guys begin to slowly creep your way into this central chamber, those large guard bees, kind of 1 or 2 of them, approach you cautiously, kind of bump against you, nuzzle slightly, and then back off, seemingly recognizing you as fellows who belong here. That pheromone, especially you guys got from the bee outside, extremely helpful here, since pheromones are, of course, how bees communicate with one another. However, one of the guards is perhaps slightly off-put simply by Scophos, perhaps having more so than anything to do with the fact, Scophos, that you are not one soul in a single body, and maybe this bee is able to distinguish that in some way. It's confused, it doesn't really understand what it's sensing, but it senses you're weird. So it kind of backs off, and it is a strange feeling to feel like a bee is actively watching you, but
They're judging me.
yeah, you're
Unbelievable.
being judged by a
Yeah.
bee.
Yeah, the bee is like judging you so hard. Just look at you like watching you.
Yeah, you see this thing backs away from you and is actively watching you.
Yikes.
Look, I had to find art that would make bees look mean. That way, if you guys do end up having to fight them, you won't feel as bad. I'll
Oh,
still
it's
make you
Beedrill.
feel bad, but I feel like I'd get in trouble if I just used Beedrill art, which is why I didn't.
Yeah.
But the larva artwork I have is absolutely just a Weedle.
And one day we can have micro robots that can pollinate flowers, and we won't need them anymore.
Look, get the wasps out from my balcony, and that's all I want right now. Get them away from me. You guys have made it into the hive, but of course, sort of your first problem. I mean, there's a lot of honey in different places, especially higher up, so that's probably going to be the easiest to collect. Though, if you guys would like to push like deeper into the hive, heading for like where royal jelly and the larva might be, you certainly may do that first, if you would prefer.
Oh, what are the chances that we're going to be trying to get out faster than we're trying to get in? Are we
Very
going to
high.
want to stop to collect honey on the way out after stealing royal jelly and a
Agree.
larva?
It kind of depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe
Let's get
we
the-
should take advantage of being able to collect some honey now. Just a thought.
Yeah. Let's get the honey.
I like your
Oh,
thought
can
process.
Illyria take the collect? What do we have to collect this honey into? Do we have some bottles?
I imagine you guys would have some vials on you, maybe from like old healing potions. If you didn't want to have like us kind of say you brought some from the ship or picked them up anyway. If need be, you could always empty out those 2 bottles of olive oil you have.
Oh, for
No, we can't do
shame.
that.
even suggesting to get rid of
Okay,
the
well then
olive oil.
you could
Oh my
empty out the
goodness.
holy water if that matters less to you.
That works. We can empty out the holy water.
That would
Those
be
are
fine,
synonymous.
yes. But I think we would have collected some bottles
Yeah,
along the way. So
absolutely.
can
And we run
Illyria,
into a vampiric bee in here.
can Illyria flutter climb up to the area where the honey would be
Yeah,
the most
so
accessible?
absolutely. We're gonna set this as another skill challenge as everyone is finding an area with enough honey to collect. Because there's some in different areas, but these bees are, let's be fair, amazing architects. They are instinctual builders, though. There's no floor plan or cohesive layout to this place. So there are numerous passageways and twists and turns in this area. So looking for maybe any form of like actual storage area that the honey would be, as opposed to like isolated small spots where there's a whole lot of bees surrounding them, might be a little bit easier to do. Of course, if you'd like to risk small isolated honey spots with lots of bees surrounding them, don't let me stop you. I would just remind you that every bee is larger than you by an order of magnitudes.
Right. Can Illyria use her herbalism lore to kind of know about things that, like the bounty of nature and how to collect it and how to forage and how to find things, and to understand where to go to get honey in like a storage kind of area?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. How about anyone else? Does anyone else have some ideas? Simple skill checks, of course, would be like survival, nature, or perception, but if you've got ideas like what Illyria just had there, by all means.
I'll just roll a simple survival.
Lame.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic, Illyria. That will succeed. Phenomenal Ton. That is a success as well. And actually, you guys only needed 2 successes as a group here. So, Scophos and Areus, neither of you even need to roll here if you don't wish to.
Yeah, I'm not going to tempt fate for more alerting.
Just crit failing. Yeah, I guess failing could.
Was I the one that rolled above a 10 on perception?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, I haven't rolled above
Illyria. Yeah, your dice rolls are a little rough so far, Scophos. Yeah,
I guess
Illyria...
if they seem to locate
Sorry,
stuff, then I will like kind of stand back.
Yeah, absolutely. Illyria, Illyria, you're sort of going off of a more innate knowledge of where honey would be stored. For Ton, you're like a bit more, you have been tracking one of the bees that kind of came back very early in the morning, maybe an early riser, got a quick start, and so has been coming back. And so you sort of watched where it went down one of the side passages after you guys arrived. And so you're like, okay, well, let's follow that one at the very least for the moment, because that's a bee who's coming back.
Okay.
So
Scophos is too busy thinking about the exit plan. It's like, you know what? All of us could survive this jump if we had to. Barely.
You could.
It would suck, but we could survive it.
Well, if we jump into water, Ton's just going to swan dive into the water like Aquaman and be fine.
How deep
See,
was this
I'm
water?
still dealing fall damage if you hit water from a height.
But if you swan dive, you don't take damage because you
He knows the
flawlessly
form.
just go into the water.
An acrobatics check.
It's been proven.
I'm not looking it up right now, and I don't believe you.
Fine, I'll look it up and I'll link it to you.
I think it highly depends on what height you hit the water from.
Right.
Have you seen the Olympic divers? Ton is on their level.
They're not fleeing
Probably
from
better.
a
They
hive
don't
of
have
giant
gills.
angry bees when they're going.
Okay,
Oh
fine.
no! We're not gonna make the bees angry. Stop.
Just
no,
on a maybe,
no.
on a potentially. Just putting
Probably
it out
be like
there.
half,
Knock
of
on
a
wood.
half,
No angry bees.
half of half the distance
Uh,
instead of half the distance.
you guys have an idea of the route you want to take. However, this is a place that is, let's be fair, built for creatures that can fly. That is the sort of most efficient path towards the tunnels you have marked out. And if you want to get there, you will need to either sort of climb up that sort of waxy wall, or there is sort of a narrow ledge that kind of circles around the hive in a corkscrew pattern that you could take up as well, leading between the different higher up passages. So this is something we are looking for everyone to individually succeed on rather than as a group.
Okay.
And of course, main skills would be acrobatics or athletics for this. If you have other ideas, though, by all means.
I don't think sailing lore is gonna help me here.
No, I don't think so. Good try,
So
though.
I'll just stick with what barbarians are good at, and that's athletics.
And is this still to reach the honey, or this is like to go deeper into
Yeah.
the hive?
You guys have basically, you know what passage you want to access. It is a distance away and higher up, so it is to actually reach said passages from the
Okay.
entrance to this place.
Oh, that's a
Nice.
good roll.
On
Good job.
succeed, then we'll climb without issue.
Can
Fantastic.
Illyria flutter climb again, or is that something that isn't gonna be? Because I don't have very good athletics or acrobatics.
Normally, what I would ask for in that case is acrobatics, because we have the
Okay.
maneuver and flight ability. However, you do have actual wings here. I think what I would ask of you then is...
Oh, good roll.
Scoffos.
Good job, Scoffos.
There's your
Nice.
above 10
Well done.
roll. We're so proud of you.
Very, very balanced. Well balanced.
Call me champ. No, kidding. You did it, champ.
Illyria, how about I ask you for an acrobatics check? Because you have the ability to sort of briefly flutter jump, the DC will be a lot lower for you.
Okay. Here
I'll
goes.
also just climb
Sure.
athletics.
14 will be good enough. 13 was what I had
Oh!
set the DC to be.
Phew.
I
I would have hated to have been the one that didn't succeed in that, and I can flutter jump.
You're the closest to an actual bee.
Illyria and Areus succeeding, Ton and Scoffos both crit succeeding. You guys
Nice.
quickly make your way up through this hive. The bees, no more alert than the one sort of guard bee being a bit weirded out by Scoffos when you entered. As is, like, some of these bees are still bumping you as you climb, wings are smacking against you here and there. Occasionally a bee sort of like crawls over your back as you're shimmying against a wall. They seem to fully be treating you as maybe a fellow bee, or maybe simply someone that belongs here. They're like, yeah, you're cool, you're fine.
You're just a bee with no wings.
Right.
So
We
every
don't
time
judge.
a bee comes close to Illyria, she reaches out and gives it a little pet. A little scritches under the little bee chin.
Fantastic.
These bees are so confused.
They have been confused for days on end now. These bees, their entire existence is kind of confusion right now.
They're not used to it yet.
Right. This is all very
They're
weird
still
for
grinding
them.
away. There's a lesson in there.
Look, they don't know
Yes,
what else to
you
do.
know what? You're absolutely right.
you guys begin making your way down your passages towards where you believe storage areas to be. Pawn, because you have consistently gotten the best rolls and the critical success so far, there lies an opportunity for you here, if you would like to take it. As you guys are coming up to the storage area, you can see it at the end of kind of the current passageway you're in. Thousands of cells filled with honey and capped with wax lie ahead of you. Lots of bees in there as well, but there is sort of a branching pathway that you kind of directly pass by on the route you're taking, that as you look into it, I mean, the first thing that catches your attention is how much quieter it is than everywhere else. This whole hive is abuzz with the sounds of bees, to the point that the entire structure is quite literally vibrating under you. The chamber you are looking at, which is this sort of tall hexagonal chamber on its own, is almost silent. And you see that the honeycomb in it has almost been shaped into shelves that have like waxy containers and like deconstructed flower parts on them. It almost, to you, reminds you of how an alchemist's lab would look. You see a sort of single bee in that area going around. Looks a lot different than a normal bee. It's kind of got a large sort of fluid sac on its stomach and the lower legs, filled with this almost pinkish liquid. Looks like this.
Oh.
That appears to be almost going around and, like, doing experiments.
The scientist bee.
I point this out to everybody and be like, so, what do you guys think? It's, that's an interesting looking bee, even by the standards that we are now currently used to.
Interesting indeed. I want to know what that pink fluid is.
Well, I see it coming from its stinger.
Ooh. Maybe it's bad.
As well.
So
But,
you are on a... Oh, go ahead.
Has can Illyria do a recall knowledge to see if she has ever encountered
Certainly.
anything like this in her time
absolutely.
in Iblydos or before?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You recognize this is an apothecary bee.
This is an apothecary bee, guys.
They're innately larger than most other bees, and they are effectively able to create potions inside of them through the ingestion of different natural materials. They're natural-born alchemists. So that pink fluid you see on the art can be different colors at any different time because it's entirely based off of their diet to create different potions and items that can be drunk.
You see, guys,
interesting.
This is so cool, but it's also distracting us. So cool.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's so cool.
Mechanically, this is what we call an opportunity during an infiltration, where, Ton, you have this opportunity to make an additional check here if you would like, kind of like a solo obstacle, to see if anything can be gained from this effective alchemist lab. Kind of watching what the bee is doing, see what you might be able to understand of it.
Okay.
So, of course, you can generate awareness doing this if your rolls are not ideal, but it is an opportunity to learn some things.
Can Illyria give Ton guidance as kind of a little bit of a help for this?
I would absolutely allow a guidance here, if Ton would like to take this opportunity.
Pawn is. He is
Okay.
fascinated by these enormous beasts. What skills
Yay.
are for this check?
I mean, simple ones would be like crafting or arcana, if you just kind of want to hang back and see if you understand. Stealth, if you want to get closer without being noticed. Things like performance or diplomacy, if you just want to wander in and make sure the bee doesn't really think of you as an intruder. Kind of multiple different routes you can take it and a lot of different applicable skills.
Let's go the diplomacy route of, hi, don't mind me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Using the guidance on this.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
A 28
Nice.
is a success here.
Good job.
Which is very good. Ton, would you roll a d6 for me real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Unfortunately for you, we have to turn on your crafting tab on your character sheets, as this bee is not just making things, but almost sort of noting down the recipes by way of like different parts of ingredients kind of being clumped together. So you see it sort of going over some things, and especially given your skill and proclivity, you recognize them all as ingredients meant for aquatic creatures that have some magical properties to them. And while crafting is not your best skill, you are still quite competent at it. You recognize these would all be good ingredients for a potion of swimming. So you managed to learn that formula by watching this bee. More than that, though, you see on another shelf other ingredients, notably trace amounts of honey left and trace amounts of royal jelly left. Few other ingredients that you had seen back in town. Perhaps unlikely as it may be, you think that this bee may have stumbled upon perhaps a formula to ambrosia.
No way.
Maybe not
What?
Untoya's original ambrosia, but a recipe in and of itself.
Huh.
So,
Man, I really wish I could talk to animals right about now.
Perhaps even if you were to do something to make Untoya extremely mad at you, through this you would still be able to craft the ambrosia yourselves.
Huh.
There is one other thing you notice here, and I am going to ask for a perception check from you for this.
Okay.
I should say one other thing you potentially notice. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no. My curse has reasserted itself.
On another shelf, there's a few other things you notice that seem far more out of place compared to everything else in this hive. A few dark feathers and some small black scales and white scales that look like they maybe have a bit of dried blood on them.
Be my diplomatic self, I mosey on over and look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look reptilian in nature?
Perhaps. Yeah. I mean, they're scales. They could very easily come from a lizard folk or the like.
And they're white and black.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all know who that's from. Thanks, Aki.
Well, Aki's a Tengu.
The feathers.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know.
The Nethys.
And they're black feathers. Aki was a black feathered Tengu.
Okay, now we're
And
just
she had
discriminating against Tengu. Find me
Yes,
a
we
Tengu
are.
that doesn't have black feathers.
Haifeng's wife. Anyways,
Damn, you got me.
the scales are from her lizard folk cleric of Nethys. I can't remember his
Yes.
name.
What, you mean Olshuk here?
Yeah, Olshuk.
Yeah.
Couldn't be. No.
So I'm gonna mark that. So they they Ooh,
I hope
they
the
got
bees
into
killed
it with
them.
the bees. Eesh.
It's only a small number. It's like 2 feathers and like 3 total scales. It's not enough to be like, oh, it's their corpses here or anything, but it is
No, they got into a scuffle.
The corpses
Something
are
that-
elsewhere.
Yeah. But from there you are able to sort of exit this kind of proto-research lab and return to the rest of the group in the passageway.
Okay, everybody. So Aki and her crew have been here. And apparently they got into it with the bees, and the bees took some trophies from their hides. Literally. Not enough to say they're dead, but definitely enough to say the bees were, you know, in a bad mood.
Wonder what they would have wanted on this island or in this hive.
Well, Arius, remember the storm we faced on the ship
Yes.
that took the form of Aki's visage? And she had power over lightning that we witnessed.
Hold up, that
Then she
storm
made
took
us-
on a Tengu's visage, not specifically Aki's. That could have been any Tengu.
It paused when
Aki.
I shouted, "Is that all you got, Aki?"
It did, but that's purely
So-
circumstantial.
So, given that, Arius, we could safely say that they've somehow also attained mythic power.
I mean, you guys knew that back in Bailax.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
they're
after
probably
ambrosia as well.
they're probably
Yeah.
searching for the same things we are.
That would make sense.
They have to be having help then. They don't
Well,
just
we
know
didn't-
these things.
Well, they might have asked the Sphinx, just like us. Never know.
But we would have
We
seen
did-
them.
we didn't
came
ask the
straight- We
Sphinx
came
if,
straight here. We came straight to the Sphinx after.
They left Bailax a few days before you guys. But, yeah. Certainly, maybe a bit strange you have not run into them as of yet.
And they didn't wake up the statue like we did, so. Stranger and stranger, those three are.
Yeah, but
They're my
Anyways.
other group of players that I'm running a separate game for. Sorry. I'm feeding them info about you guys on the side. So it's a two-way street.
I
Is
cannot
that, is
wait
that
for-
true? Is that actually true?
I wish, actually. That's a great idea,
Oh.
but no, it's not.
and have the battle royale at the end.
I have always wanted to run a game like that, where I run like 2 separate groups off, like pivoting off of one another, and they hear about what the other group is doing, but I've never been able to figure out logistically exactly how I would do it. So, pacing would be really weird. But that is like one of the things I want to do at some point, because I think that'd be really fun. Anyways, though, you guys at this point have sort of arrived at the storage area. Again, thousands of cells of honey capped with wax, dozens of bees, some of them like storing honey, others occasionally like removing a wax cap and transporting it. Everyone sort of doing different things as you go. And this seems to be a pretty busy area. How would you guys like to go about collecting honey without being noticed effectively or without pissing off any of the bees in this area?
So, Jericho, the cells with the honey, it's not like there's pathways around this area. So we would have to climb and then get at a cell, figure out a way to open it, get the honey out, put the cell back together, and climb back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to leave it the way you left it. You could always kind of like break a wax cap and either scoop some out or let some honey pour out if you wanted to just go quickly.
Okay.
I feel like it might be good to kind of imitate what the bees are doing, since so far we've been able to appear like them.
Well, I'll tell you, my +4 in performance ain't gonna help me. I was
Maybe
thinking,
just like
well, seeing as how Ton is on his crafting kick now from the alchemist bee,
mm,
he can observe how the bees actually open the cells, withdraw the honey, and then put the cell back together. He could attempt to use crafting to imitate that.
Sure. Yeah. What about other people?
I guess if performance is applicable, I would try to mimic what I see the bees doing, although I'm not very crafty.
Yeah, you can
Myself.
absolutely try that if you'd like.
Can I use medicine to surgically remove honey without breaking the wall completely?
Good idea.
Sure.
Scalpel.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Illyria scalpel.
Humble scalpel.
Can Illyria use nature to kind of understand what the bees are doing and how they're doing it and why they're doing it, and kind of follow along behind to kind of like help them
Yeah,
do what they're doing, and then like
absolutely.
collect some honey on the side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like follow one of the other bees that seems to be pulling out honey for transport and act like you're helping it after you watching it a little bit and mimicking, and just kind of
Yeah,
take some for
exactly.
yourself on the side. Yeah, by all means. I love these ideas. Let's get these rolls.
Oh no.
An 18 is an exact success for nature here.
Oh,
Nature
is
had
it? Oh, thank
the
goodness.
lowest possible
Nice.
DC.
Thank goodness.
Crafting is a success there.
Oof.
Performance is a success. Medicine is not a success. Thankfully, you guys only needed 3 successes here. So, each of you kind of splitting up a little bit to take out your different ideas, beginning to carefully remove wax caps, take some honey off to the side for yourselves. Scophos, there is a moment you extract what you want, but then kind of as you turn away, your elbow almost catches the wax seal and cracks it a little bit, causes honey to kind of gush out a little bit. And like a nearby bee or two panic and come over. They don't come over and attack you or even seem to hold anything against you. They just immediately start focusing on repairing that cap. But that action is definitely noticed, ever so slightly.
Apos, quit touching things.
Damn.
Damn.
But
I would love to but I just want to get out of here. This is a terrible place to be.
Gothos, go wait outside.
Sees himself out.
Yeah.
All right,
you
the
guys-
healer's
Gothos
going to
is
leave.
that
Bye,
off.
guys.
No, come back.
Yes, good Scoffos, go. Make it easier for me.
No, don't go, don't go.
God
Gonna
damn
get
it.
crit on turn 1 again.
Yes.
I know, right?
Good. That
Yeah, I
is
can
my
use that
master
reaction
plan.
within a mile when you take damage.
Well, then, see, there
Oh,
you
there
go.
you go.
And then you just have to sprint
could
back
just-
into the hive on
yeah.
your own.
I could just be unconscious on the beach from taking a hit. For you.
You take a big hit and you're like, wow, I'm perfectly fine. And Scoffos just collapses outside. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys are able to collect a lot of honey, sort of make your way back into the central chamber. You have the honey you need, easy enough to sort of stow in your pouches. However, of course, you now need to find where the royal jelly and larval queen might be. So, again, kind of a figuring out the layout of this place. Does anyone have any ideas for how they might help to find those?
Would Illyria kind of know through her herbalism lore how or where like the queen would be, where in the hive normally a queen would be, and where she would keep? Isn't the royal jelly also associated with like the larva and keeping the larva safe and all of that? So like the nursery?
It's associated. Where the royal jelly would theoretically be in its own storage room, but near at least to the nursery. That's why it's not up with like the rest of the honey storage. So both of those should be in a similar area to one another, absolutely.
Okay. I think that's what Illyria is going to do, is kind of use her herbalism lore to understand, if I can use it again,
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
understand like where they would naturally, where bees would naturally keep the nursery and the royal jelly and the queen.
Certainly. Anyone else have ideas on how they might figure it out?
Could Ton attempt to use nature to notice the flight patterns of the bees?
Yeah.
Because obviously where the honey is stored is going to be the highest trafficked area, because you know, bees going out, getting pollen, coming back. But bees attending to the queen, the nursery, that flight path is less traveled because less bees are going to be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I would say
roll
this
right.
could fall under either nature or survival. I'll allow your choice.
Well,
18 is an exact success with the herbalism lore. Fantastic.
I'll stick with nature.
Sure.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh no.
That will be our failure here, Ton.
So failures raise awareness.
You may use a
If
mythic point if you would like to try and get a success. Using a mythic point still generates awareness as if you had failed, because that emission of mythic energy is not something really hideable. It draws attention. So it's a way to effectively go for a success, knowing you're still gaining awareness no matter what.
So it's double-edged sword.
Of
But,
course, we have two people who have not yet rolled who could go for rolls as
yeah.
well on this.
Yeah, that's true. I will decline the use of a mythic point for a reroll.
Sounds good.
Maybe sense motive.
Sure.
Try and similar to what he said, where you're trying to gauge where the bees don't want people to go.
Yeah, but perception instead of nature.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That will be a success. Perception checks in regards to overcoming infiltration obstacles can be public rolls. I know you use sense motive, so it probably just auto-rolled it blind, but that was a 25 for you to succeed.
Nice.
So,
Nice roll.
Ton, you end up kind of like so focused on watching some bees that you actually bump into a few on accident yourself. Not enough to agitate any again, but just kind of jostling them, and you get like kind of a stink eye from one of the bees of like, hey, we're not trying to walk over you. You can at least watch your step. In our life.
I think you're just a really clumsy
spatial
bee.
awareness. I know it's cramped, but goodness. But yeah, from there you guys know the passageways that lead to the storages that you just used. You see some other passages further down, and in a different area than when you came in, where a number of worker drones are also entering and exiting as well. That is very likely to be where you would find the royal jelly storage and the nursery as well. I'm not going to ask for another check to maneuver through this place. I think we can pretty confidently say you guys are all able to get there without much issue. The main question I have, do you guys wish to split up to try and get jelly and get into the nursery sort of simultaneously, or do you want to go all as a group, one after the other?
I think we should stick together.
Yeah, Tom's gonna say we should stick together. We're I mean,
Yeah,
let's be real.
probably
If things, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was gonna say, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna crack a joke.
I was gonna say, unless either of the rooms seem like too small, and then I remembered the size of the other creatures in here. So
Yeah, every single bee is as large as you are, Arius.
So I don't think it's not like the, yeah. Considering you guys are even smaller than me, it should be fine.
All right. Then which first, royal jelly storage or the nursery?
I feel like they're gonna notice when we try to take a larva. So I feel like the risk is less
Really, that's
if we do the royal jelly first.
Yeah, I agree. Also, the royal jelly is a requirement for the ambrosia. Remember, the larva is a favor we're doing for that statue.
Oh, that's right.
And now we have the recipe on our own, so.
Yeah,
I
you
don't see
could
that
just
in my recipe
ignore-
tab.
Because I'm not giving you a recipe for it, but you have it.
There's a
I'm
recipe
not
tab?
mechanically defining. If you have crafting, you would have it. Since Illyria doesn't craft anything, I just turned that tab off on your character sheet.
Oh, okay. So
But if
when I
you're-
do start to do
Yes.
crafting, I can, because I am
Yeah.
trained in crafting. I just
Yeah.
don't use it very often.
It's if you're ever planning on doing downtime crafting, or you're playing like an inventor, an alchemist, or a runesmith that actively is kind of built to craft as part of their class identity, you'll absolutely have it on.
Oh,
but
cool. Okay.
if you don't use it otherwise, I tend to just turn the tab off for people so they don't have like a, oh, here's a tab I'm never using.
Yeah, here's a
I
billion
see.
tabs.
I tend to do that in general, just like if someone's no spell casting on their character sheet, I'll turn off the spell casting tab because what's the point?
So, remind me again, why did the statue want a larva?
She wanted to potentially start up a second colony of these special big bees that she could, like, over where she is, so she could study them and help them sort of propagate.
20 years from now, the Isles of Iblydos all have big bee colonies.
Uh-huh.
She was a hero god whose entire divine domain is beekeeping, so you're like, ooh, new type of bees? Yes, please. I'm a statue with sentience. Give me something to do. So,
is her sentience, just a quick question, is her sentience going to last, or is it short-lived? Okay.
Who knows, really? Mythic power is one of those things that a lot of people really don't understand, so the parameters of it are kind of weird on occasion.
Okay.
For
it.
all you guys know, Aki and her crew could have absolutely awakened that statue and spoke with it, but it deactivated since and, got an entirely new sentience or didn't remember that conversation when you all awoke it. Who knows?
Which means it could be a statue again by the time we get back there.
It absolutely could be.
And we could be risking our tails to get a larva to go back to a statue that isn't sentient anymore. Then what are we going to do with a bee larva?
You notice how this isle is the Isle of Bees? Even if the statue isn't alive, imagine what the locals would give us for it.
No, but yeah, okay.
Now you're gonna extort the locals for stealing a bee
Yeah.
from them?
No, this bee wasn't with them. We're risking our necks for this bee.
Sure. Anyway.
Hey, locals all panicked and ran away from the big bees. We ran
Yeah, because
towards
they
the big
have a
bees.
self-preservation instinct. They see a bee the size of a horse and they go, no thanks. I don't want to die. As far as I'm concerned, these are the smartest NPCs I've ever had in one of my locations.
I think Pierre's pretty smart.
Pierre's pretty cool. You guys head further down the hive, make your way down further passages to the royal jelly. Similar to the sort of regular honey storage, this one, though, kind of a bit more impressive in scale and stature. It is like tiered collections of stacked combs, each tier sort of set back almost like a ziggurat shape against the wall, or I guess in that case just a staircase almost of them going up. This entire room stretches nearly 100 feet up, and you guys manage to take sort of a meandering path down to near floor level. Most of the worker drones, though, are using holes in the ceiling to fly in and out of this chamber. Most of the workers themselves are, sort of focused on the comb, storing and sealing royal jelly, but there are still a number of, bee drones patrolling this room. Far more in a, watching for intruders sort of pathing than elsewhere in the hive. So, definitely need to climb some of these tiers of combs, recover the jelly. Recovering the jelly itself is probably the easiest part of this, but the actual cresting the tiered honeycombs and not pissing off the patrol drones are your real challenges here. So, what ideas do we have?
And so Lyria and Mumbles are small. Do you think maybe I could use a stealth roll to be sneaky about climbing and sort of, hiding behind some of the bees that are working and just kind of, blending in a little bit more to what's going on around me so that the drone bees don't really see us?
I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Okay. I'm going to try to be sneaky.
What about other people?
Let's see how this goes. Oh no!
Ooh, I'm sorry, Illyria, that is not a success.
Can I reroll?
Absolutely.
Which one do I use? Reroll?
Reroll using a mythic point. Yes.
Oh, okay, that's much better.
All right. You draw upon a bit of your mythic power, which on its own creates an emission that certainly some of the patrols notice, but use it sort of to give yourself a speed boost in the moment so that you and Mumble can get behind some of the workers. Does draw some patrols to notice, but you get out of sight.
Oh, good. I succeed at being sneaky.
You said there were there's the like bees patrolling, and then there are some working. Are they interacting with the royal jelly?
The
Or...
ones working are, because the royal jelly appears to almost be kind of at the upper levels of this chamber, at sort of the top of the tiered. Like, they built this tiered honeycomb for storage, but they've been starting from the top down in filling it and using it. So their efforts are mostly focused up top. And then the regular bee drones are sort of on the floors and walls and in the open air patrolling. So it's almost like you guys are coming in near the bottom left of this room, and you need to get to the upper right to get to the jelly.
Okay. I was thinking of using performance to try to kind of imitate one of the working bees.
Yeah, you could certainly do that still.
Does it seem like that wouldn't be very convincing because they are like flying up high, or are some of them like crawling?
The bees so far are still treating you guys all as people who are supposed to be here. So if you want to like try and put on this weird imitation to the best of your abilities to convince some of the patrols in this area that you are a worker bee, just taking a different path and choosing to crawl instead of fly, absolutely. You look horrifically unconvinced of that working.
I will do that. That's kind of the best bet I have, because I also could use stealth, but it's 1 point lower, and I feel like it makes less sense because I'm like the same size
You're the
as
size
them.
of these bees?
So, yeah,
sure.
It makes more sense for someone like
What is your bulk?
My what? My
your
bulk?
bulk. Yeah, like how...
Right now, total bulk... Wait.
As a large creature, you yourself are about 12 bulk. On top of the 3 you are carrying.
Alright, I can spend 12 minutes on a prestidigitation to turn your fur yellow and black.
Wait, you said it would take 12 minutes?
Yeah,
that would be really funny.
I have to concentrate for 1 minute per bulk if it gets bigger than light bulk.
Jericho's question.
How long would that last?
Can they even see color? Well, wait, I don't know how it works. I mean, I think the bright color of flowers like attracts insects, right?
This is the funniest fucking idea I've ever heard.
I have prestidigitation today. I don't know.
12-minute prestidigitation used to...
I was about to ask if either of you had magic that would help with stealth or something, so...
I mean, if you're willing to let yourself be magically turned yellow and black, Arias, I would be more than willing to give you a circumstance bonus for that on the performance check.
Then yes, of course.
All right.
I already look ridiculous.
I'll use tidy.
Yep.
For color.
I even have the antenna.
Your horns get colored to look like antenna.
12 minutes.
It becomes a little awkward because, like, if we're going truly mechanically, you can only sustain any spell for up to 10 minutes. But this is so funny that I don't care.
You don't have to do all the bulk. You can just do, like, you know, half my body or something.
Reyes, you, and maybe not all of you, but your armor, perhaps more importantly than the skin underneath, gradually get colored in yellow and black stripes. I will give you a +1 circumstance bonus on your performance check here. Or deception if you'd rather go with impersonation.
I am better at performance.
I figured as much, but figured I'd give the offer. An 18, I'm so sorry, just barely fails.
Do we have one success?
So far we have 2 successes because Illyria crit succeeded on stealth.
Oh, it was crit.
Would you say that was a religion check for me?
I'm going to say yours more so focused on aiding Arias there. You could certainly make your own check. I think I would want to know like what sort of magic you're trying to perform if you want to use religion.
Oh no, I was just okay.
Yeah, using that I write that more as an aid, but you can certainly make your own check to do something still if you'd like.
Do you guys think I should reroll? You still have, yeah. There's still 2 more people, so.
How many successes do we need? That's the question.
Also, to be fair,
Yeah,
theoretically, I should be
it's 3 or
asking
4.
what everyone is doing before having you roll, as opposed to doing this one at
Yeah.
a time rolling. But
I mean, in that case, I will just choose to reroll if we
okay,
wanna not metagame. I have 2 meta points left.
Fantastic.
I'll just try athletics.
Sure. Yeah, just focus on climbing.
Yep.
Figure, don't mess with the bees. Just do your own thing while they think you're here and start climbing. Absolutely.
My freaking god.
A 16 does fail.
I'll spend the mythic point.
Okay. Fantastic. That is a crit success. In which case, this time,
a mythic.
yeah, this I guess I will allow this to count as climbing for the purposes of refunding your mythic points. It will be nice, as that is your mythic calling. I will not require a roll from you here, Ton, unless you would like to make one.
I do not want to tempt fate.
As 5 total successes amongst the rest of the group, with a hefty amount of mythic power emissions, is absolutely enough for you guys to sort of make it up near the top and carefully collect a good amount of royal jelly for yourselves before making your way back to Ton by the entrance. Some awareness has definitely been accrued. The bees are getting a bit more restless around you guys, but are in no way aggressive towards you in any way as of this point. They're just... their believability towards you is starting to falter a little bit.
Yeah,
further rolls will be a little more difficult.
So basically, they're like, hey, who are those weirdos we let in earlier?
Right. I mean, one of them's the right color, but those other 3 are a lot smaller and not the right color.
You don't see red mushroom-capped bees? What?
Unfortunately, no. No. If anything, I feel like they're more liable to think you're a parasite based off of your size and coloration compared to them.
No, I don't want that.
So far, they don't.
Damn, Illyria just...
Thus, the sort of the question remains. You guys have gotten the honey and royal jelly you need. You're not being chased by bees for the moment. They're still accepting of you in the hive, and probably will be for a good moment. You did say you would get a larva for the statue of Untoya, but if you guys think that is too much of a challenge here, you certainly can retreat.
We said we'd do it. We don't want to be known as the hero gods who break their word.
There's no reason not to try. We're not damaged or hurt, so.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We're definitely traumatized, though. What the?
Nice train.
Did everyone else?
I heard.
Is that picking up? Sorry, there's a train in the background.
The horn picked up for the briefest of moments.
Yeah, I thought that was someone's dial-up for a minute.
It's Reyes trying to make a bee sound.
So, Jericho...
Not as convincing as my rolls.
The other. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
You guys are absolutely sort of able to make a different turn from your path towards the royal jelly storage and make your way towards another nearby chamber. Large circular chamber compared to the more hexagonal nature of everywhere else. This has been almost a bit more smoothed. Near the center of the room, floor kind of sinks down into a secondary layer that has numerous white squirming larvae in it. Numerous worker bees fly in and out of this area. The ceiling is almost like a dome, so different holes in that they are going to. Some of them land near the larvae and disgorge some royal jelly into them before flying away again. Others are similarly just kind of flying around, keeping an eye on things. You do not notice any active queen here or anywhere else in the hive that you have seen so far. It does appear that there are numerous larvae here that are almost themselves being groomed into queens simultaneously. But
Don't beehives only have one queen?
normally, yes.
I'll
Yeah.
turn to the naturey person and say, is it normal for the queen not to be here?
No. No.
Where's-
the
where's
queen
the
should
big
be in
mama bee?
evidence.
Yeah, where's the big mama bee? She's supposed to be here. Why isn't she here?
Yeah. This is weird.
If anyone wants to give me a recall knowledge, they certainly may
Yes.
attempt one.
Yes.
Yes.
Huh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
We all
Triple nat
failed.
1.
No,
Yep.
only one was a nat 1, thankfully.
The other
Uh,
was a 2 and the other was a 3.
It was a 1, a 2, and a 5. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
And then Arrayas came in with a 13 on the die. Thank goodness.
Yay, go
With an
Reyes.
expert nature proficiency. So the rest of you, while you're kind of scratching your head over this matter, because this is absolutely very strange, Arrayas, I think it mostly strikes you as a reminder that these bees were all part of a different hive when they enlarged. So it is very likely, perhaps, that simply their queen was not one that enlarged. And so, in this case, it almost looks like they have taken numerous larvae and are giving them special treatment ahead of time of them becoming a queen. Exactly what that signifies for this colony and their future, you're not sure. Maybe it has something to do with the mythic energy they've been infused with, but it's definitely sort of a different way than most bee colonies would normally act.
Wait a minute, is this just bad writing on Pyle's part? Because if our assumption that their queen didn't grow ginormous and fly away with them, that means they don't have a queen, and no queen means no larva.
Hence why
Maybe-
these are a weird situation.
Stolen. Did they steal the larva?
This is a wholly unfamiliar situation that you guys are basically operating on minimal information. Maybe the queen did grow, maybe the queen passed, maybe some of the queen's larvae grew. Maybe these are normal larvae that are being fed royal jelly to turn into a hive. You're really not sure.
So are the
Okay.
larvae large size too?
Oh,
Well, I mean,
each of these larvae is about 2 feet long.
oh boy. Okay. Illyria will not be carrying the larva, just so everyone knows.
So Illyria's carrying the larva. Got it.
I'll grab one of the larvae, Illyria. You go in its place so they don't think anything, so they don't think one is missing. No, I'm just
We
kidding.
leave Mumble behind.
Sacrifices have to be made for the
I
mission.
don't think that's the right answer to this.
Jericho, so in this nursery, how many guard bees are there?
A lot. I'm not giving you an exact number.
More than in the royal jelly chamber?
The chambers themselves are different in scale. This nursery is smaller than the royal jelly storage was. But also the workers themselves are flying around through the entire area more, so it is more difficult to tell exactly who is a worker and who is a drone. Though you do also see in here there are some specific ones patrolling or just kind of hanging on the walls, maybe acting as guardians that are much larger than other bees, even in this area, perhaps even larger than the bear you fought outside.
Oh my.
There's a gargantuan bee on the wall.
Huge,
Multiple.
but
Multiple gargantuan bees.
yeah. Multiple huge bees.
Ah,
Are there any larvae that look like they might be royal larvae that are getting less attention than the others? You know, ones
Well-
that might be being ignored.
So, all 4 of the larvae that are in this chamber are in that sort of center, almost sunken pen.
oh Lord.
God damn it.
There's no way
Yes,
we're
but
going to get out of here with one of those larvae, guys.
While because we've been standing here for like a few minutes probably, have any of the larvae been moved in or out of the pen, or
No.
they've, like, no one is taking them anywhere?
Okay. So, the way we would break this down, if you guys are still going to try, is sort of, you guys need to make it to the center without alerting any guards and actually get a larva in a sort of natural way, remove it carefully so that it doesn't sort of panic and make any of the guards or patrols alarm. And
Well, we do
I
have
have a-
royal jelly, so we can pretend. The initial approach, I think we can definitely do. Like, we could pretend we're going to feed it or something. What were we going to say?
Is
Oh,
there
no,
a way to
continue.
like detect a signature of mythic power?
in what regard? Like the
I'm starting to
presence of it in
wonder. Like
particular,
Gothos is
or
starting to wonder if not only were the others here, if they actually set this whole thing up. Like they made the bees grow in the first place, and then
You know, I do believe, if I am remembering correctly, it's not like this was a week ago or anything. You were the one to notice that the bees had seemingly grown rapidly out of their apiaries back on the island from the inside of it. But it only affected select bees, almost as if, like, there was selective targeting going on. That, of course, could be a natural occurrence. Again, anytime we're dealing with mythic power, logic kind of vanishes sometimes, because...
yeah, I'm like what I'm mainly wondering is we've seen Aki use mythic power, right? But only her.
Yes.
I don't think we've seen Olshuk or.
You've dealt with their effects of them. You've heard of them doing it at the very least. Go ahead.
Is there like a recall knowledge or something where I could try to detect Aki's
Give me a
power?
blind
something.
religion check here.
All right. Not pheromone marked, I assume.
No, not for this.
It's blind to game masters, right?
Yes.
There we go. Place.
I think the issue for you in this moment stems from you've never directly watched Aki use it. You've come across the storm that was generated likely by her mythic power, but you've never directly seen her using it, and you have not thus far ever come across anything that sort of distinguishes divine signatures amidst mythic power. Not to say that doesn't potentially exist, you have not sensed it before. So that would be something that
I'll
would
still tell
require
the others
experimentation.
my thoughts on this. Like, somebody designed this to happen.
What makes
The
you
bees
think
were
that? Like the
selectively targeted to grow. It wasn't just an accident. And really, if you wanted to start your own beehive and control the bees yourselves, you wouldn't want a queen around.
Mm.
And then they probably just abandon it if it's who I think it is. Because they're a bunch of assholes.
The Aki slander continues, I see.
He's a piece of shit.
I mean, we know they were here or in the area.
Yeah, and the bees didn't take too kindly to it.
Maybe they lost control.
Yeah.
Or perhaps they left the larvas here to replace themselves after they left. I don't know. Either way, I'm not carrying a 2-foot worm, so...
Han will carry the larva.
How much open bulk do you have to carry right now, Ton?
Without being encumbered,
Mm-hmm.
I have 3.6 without being encumbered.
Okay. So theoretically
I could also
4.5,
carry it,
because as
but-
long as you don't go to the next number above, so like your encumbrance limit is 11, you could go to 11 bulk, 9 light, but it's once you hit 12 that you would be encumbered.
Okay.
Okay. You would definitely most likely be able to carry one so long as you don't make it real upset.
Yeah, you see, Ton has within limits, he has a mutable form, so what's to say he doesn't change the coloration of his tail and fur to that of a bee?
Everyone's changing their color. Let's go.
Yeah, Ton literally has the coloration of a damn bee now.
Yes.
How do you do that?
I'm a shapeshifter. Nowhere in the ability does it say I have to stick to one color of my fur.
You have specific forms you are in. Typically, you have those things. I'm not going to allow. You are not a Starfinder Astrozoan or a doppelganger that is able to truly shift itself into anything at once. There is an amount of disguising work that needs to be gone into changing your coloration in normal times. Because otherwise, you could say, hey, my humanoid form can be something different every single time I change shape. Perhaps if we're looking from a lore storytelling perspective, maybe, but from a mechanical side of things, my decision is no on that.
Did Scoffless prestidigitation wear off? I don't know how long that lasts.
I'm not sure it wears off.
Or he just has to...
I have to sustain it, so I'm moving slower than everybody else as I...
Okay, then I would actually say once you guys got the royal jelly, because I see it persists only so long as you sustain it, once that royal jelly was acquired, it wore off.
Okay.
Because you normally could not sustain that long anyways.
Who's feeling particularly like they could carry and soothe and not upset one of these things?
So Illyria had an idea about that. Would Illyria be able to kind of do like a combination, command an animal and arcana to try and soothe? Like keep the larva calm and soothed and not to make it not upset.
Yeah, I think we'd leave that as just nature, unless
Just
you
a
feel more
nature
strongly
check.
about Arcana.
Now would this be after we kind of make our way over, or is this
Yes.
role going to encompass all of it?
So what I'm going to ask is effectively for you guys to determine here who is going to, everyone's going to make a roll, who is going to focus on getting the group there and who's going to focus on retrieving the larva once there. You guys basically, you have a certain number of total successes you need as a group, but you need at least one success for each of these different parts of it to go towards that total.
I think Illyria would want to focus on getting on the larva once we get there and keeping it calm and like just this is business as usual, kind of portraying that, putting out that vibe of just being, caretakers and just trying to take care of the larva and, like you said, feed it some royal jelly and just being kind of like keeping it soothed.
Certainly. What about everyone else?
Who's carrying this larva? I know Scophos already
Yes,
said.
or Ton, probably.
Okay.
I will help get us there.
Okay. How are you thinking
Hey,
of
Wraith,
doing
it's
so?
you and me doing the getting the baby.
I was thinking survival for the flow of bee traffic.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of sense their movement patterns. Sure, I'll allow that.
And then do the bee wiggle all the way there.
Everyone follow Ton, do the bee shimmy.
Yep.
Fantastic. Arraes and Scophos, what about the two of you?
I was gonna say maybe Scophos can prepare in case we need to create a diversion. Like in case they start focusing on like, wait, what are these people doing with the larva? If something else happens, then we might have a chance to just
I do
put
have
it down.
the spells today to just turn into a strobe light for several rounds. Dizzying colors.
My goodness.
Have dizzying colors and
Ton's prepared to
hypnotize.
flashbang all the bees.
That could be good.
You're gonna cast Laughing Fit on all of them at one point.
Oh boy.
How could you be so cruel? Okay. Do you wish to just sort of hold back Ton and be prepared if something seems like it's going wrong to sort of preemptively do something?
Sure.
Or sorry, I meant Scophos, not Ton. Shut up, Ton. I'm not talking to you.
I could just cast Hypnotize now. It's a cloud. It's a 10-foot burst. So I could put it above the larvae and above us. So if they ever flew into the cloud, they have to make a save and be fascinated or something. But I don't know.
Oh, I see.
It is sustained for a minute, so.
I'd say if you wanted to, instead of making a check yourself, you could absolutely use a casting of something like Hypnotize to aid everyone.
Okay.
If
I guess I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So it won't affect the larvae or our people, but it'll be like a hypnotic cloud above everything, so
Sure.
the bees might see what's going on. It's a level 3 spell.
Okay, a third rank spell. Phenomenal. Then the question falls to you, Arias. Do you want to focus on getting you guys there, or do you want to focus on getting the larva out, and how will you do what you do?
Yeah, so Han was focusing on getting there, right?
Mhm.
So
And
far.
Illyria was focusing on
Illyria
getting
was,
the
like,
larva out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we can't get there in the first place, then we can't get out. So maybe that, but let me just like check their proficiencies. To see if one of them is going to be harder. Although I guess I don't know the DCs. Oh, it's going to be. Well, Illyria's is higher probably, but I don't. If she uses nature, but I don't know.
Yep,
the
that's what
DCs,
I'm
of
using
course.
as nature.
I guess I'll help with getting the larva in the first place then.
Okay. How would you like to do so?
Probably just with performance again by kind of mimicking the bee's movements as I have been, although it didn't go so great in the royal jelly instance, but I'm gonna.
So Tom provides the path, you lead the shimmy.
Sure.
Alrighty. Then I'm going to have you and Ton roll first with your performance and survival checks. Ton, you are going to be the one to get a +2 circumstance bonus from the hypnotize here on your roll. You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, here we go. Me and my damn mic boom.
Boom.
Oh, so close. Oh, nice.
Nice.
That is a success for both of you.
Yes.
Illyria.
Yes.
Arias, Ton help get you close. You see the larvae themselves all sort of down in this kind of cell area for them. They're going to be uncomfortable getting pulled out of it, so you sort of are focusing on trying to keep them calm as you do so. This will be a nature check, and you will also get a +2 circumstance bonus from Scoffos Hypnotize on this.
Ooh, nice.
And I will just say, for posterity, since this is the last necessary roll, you're looking for DC 20.
Nice.
I think that looks like a success to me. And between the three of you, that is the 3 total successes you guys needed. So, Ton and Arias kind of shimmy shake the 3 of you forward towards the cells. And then Illyria, while this is a very heavy, very wriggly larva for your stature and what you are capable of carrying, you are able to very carefully, very quietly, sort of soothing this partially hypnotized larva out of its little cell area, such that it does not release any form of alarm pheromones as you do so, passing it off to Ton or Arias once it is sufficiently calm so that someone can carry it without being heavily slowed down. And
Mumbles sits on top of Illyria's mushroom cap and buzzes at the little larva as it's being picked up to keep it calm.
Phenomenal. You have acquired honey. You have acquired royal jelly. You have gotten a larva as well. It is simple effort to retrace your steps, make your way back to the entrance and out of the hive. At that point, having successfully stolen everything you need without pissing any bees off.
Phew.
And just cause, I'm going to show you guys something here.
Okay.
Here's a little map I had up prepared for no particular reason. And here's what I had prepared just in case.
Oh, God!
Not to say you would have fought all these at once, but...
Oh,
Things could have gone very
oh,
poorly for you in this heist.
there's the huge
And
bees.
judging
Yeah.
from the rolls that were done at the beginning of the game, that's how I thought it was going to go.
You guys walked out of this with only 6 total awareness points. If we were looking at it mechanically, at 5 was when all the DCs increased by 1. And then if you reached 10 would have been when a first patrol actively sought you guys out. To be like, hey, we gotta investigate this now. Things don't seem right. And that could have very easily broken into a fight at that point.
Oh my gosh.
Had you critically
What-
failed to pull the larva out at all, it would have alarmed. It also would have shot up from bulk 3 to bulk 5 due to being wriggling and extremely uncooperative, and it would have summoned these 2 gigantic royal bee guardians. That would have been very unhappy with you.
I'm really glad you didn't tell us that before the rolls because, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I try not to stress you out
No
in advance,
pressure.
but I'll show you afterwards. Hey, here's the bullets you dodged.
So, Jericho, what was the awareness threshold for the whole hive is now after you?
20. Very unlikely to reach that point unless you're doing a
Okay,
shitload
that's
of
good.
failing.
Oh my gosh.
So, but you guys managed to get out. You have your own sort of bee-crafted recipe for ambrosia, if you'd rather use that than have Untoya brew it for you. But you have a larva for her. As you guys leave the beehive here and return, we'll just put you on the Iblydos map as a whole. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. It's a bit later than normal break time, I know, but I need more water, so break time.
Me too.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. You guys make it out of the beehive, make it back down. I'll even say you can make it back to Moelios across the water with ease if you would like. But I suppose, is there anything in particular you guys would like to do on your way out, on your way back? Just
How wiggly is the queen?
right now, the
carrying
larva is being extraordinarily calm. Between Illyria and the bit of hypnotism magic Scophos used, it's kind of just like holding a big, I don't even know how to describe it, just like a big wet worm.
Okay. I was hoping it would talk.
No. I'm not giving you a talking bee larva. I have standards, okay?
There's no more. Go away.
When we have the larva up close, is there anything like unusual about them, or it literally just looks how you would expect an enlarged bug?
I'm going to say no, but that's more coming from me, Jericho, the GM, not knowing really how bee larvae look.
Yeah.
Nothing seems different than it should be, aside from this larva having the strange case of gigantism.
Ew, it really does look like a worm. Icky.
I know it's my job to know these things, so I can describe them for you. I'll be honest, I didn't look up what bee larvae look like for any of these sessions. I refuse.
I just meant like it doesn't have anything like the strange, like the alchemist bee
No.
or something. That's what
No. What would you do if I described it as having Aki's face?
Ew.
This would be
It's got a
vindicated,
beak.
of course.
No, as far as you can tell, it truly appears to just be a regular larva. Slightly squirmy, but other than that, relatively docile.
You know, they actually sit inside honeycombs.
Yeah.
Like the
Nice.
honeycomb cells, they actually like
Mhm.
sit inside this. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, no pictures, please.
Nope.
No,
I'm
come
still not
on.
looking it up. I refuse.
Well, think of a grub, and you're thinking of exactly what a bee
I
larva
don't
looks
want
like.
to
It's a
think
grub.
of it. Here's the thing. I'm perfectly
That's what
content
the
not
child
thinking of
said.
it.
We kidnapped.
So,
looks like.
do we pass any bees on our way back to the meadow, or on the way back? Do we pass any bees as we go?
Certainly. Yeah.
Can't. Illyria wants to ride one. This may not be the time, but
You can certainly attempt to ride one, like, on the way out of the hive towards the meadow. If you are able to, it would probably be less of, like, piloting the bee and more so just hopping on it to wherever it's going.
well, as long as it's going in the same direction we're going, I think we'd be.
Yeah,
I would
the
be
ones
fine.
leaving the hive are likely going to that same, like, large wildflower patch you were at yesterday.
Illyria wants to try to hop on one of the bees, like flutter up and hop on the back of one of the bees that's headed toward the meadow.
Sure. Go ahead. Give me a stealth check. See if you can do it without being noticed. I'll say this can be public.
I
This bee
still
is so
pheromone marked.
No. Pheromone marked will be taken
Okay.
off at this point.
Okay.
The huge bees are back on the table.
Oh no, I fell off.
A 13 does not succeed. As you go towards it, trying to sort of fly atop it, it sort of notices you, kind of flies a little bit faster just to
sounded
get out of the way. Like, no thank you. I'm leaving the hive right now because I'm done being touched by others. I'd like some privacy.
It says no, thank you.
Yeah, this bee is like, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, rather than try again with every bee she runs across, Lyria's gonna flutter to the ground and just walk with the group, sulking because she
Fantastic.
didn't get to ride the bee.
Alrighty. Anyone else have things they would like to do on the way back?
Han is wholly concerned with keeping the larva calm.
It's squirmy.
Yeah,
I don't really have a better word to describe it.
try to help keep it calm and like safe as we're climbing with this larger object or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like tie a rope around Ton's waist and just belay him down.
I think Scott was just lost in thought.
Fair enough.
Passing the big flowers. Of course there was a fucking intelligent design behind this. They just happened upon giant flowers.
Tolnian kind of pipe up in your ear. I mean, I knew it from the first time I saw them. They were bad eggs. I wouldn't be surprised if they were behind this. But you guys make your way back across the island. Takes a few hours, brings you to a little after noon in total between the heist and the traveling back before you return to the statue of Untoya and her design. She's sitting there looking a little lost in thought, kind of watching the bees. But as you arrive, she does turn her head to look at you, seemingly still active and animated, and a big smile breaks out on her face. I can smell you have already succeeded on everything. Well done. How was your trip?
Most diverse and interesting.
Very glad for that.
Also, we saw a bee the size of an elephant.
It's quite a large bee.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we saw a bee that makes potions.
I love apothecary bees. I was friends with many of them. The habit of naming them back when I was alive. I think, at least. I can't really remember any names, but I think I did. Always so much
There's
more
a
personable
priest.
than others.
There's a strange
Uh,
situation with the larva and the queens in this hive. That there was no
Oh.
queen, but there seemed to be 4 larvae that were being brought up to be one.
Very interesting.
Do you know why the bees would act like that?
No, it could be a simple change in colony behavior. There could certainly be reasons behind it, but until I've had the opportunity to study them over a lengthy period of time, I could only provide conjecture on the matter.
Have you ever been awakened before?
I have not. This was my first time. Very novel, I should say. I honestly don't know if I will how long I will remain awake.
How long did the villager say ago did the bees start growing like
A
this?
few days.
Oh,
I'm gonna search this clearing for signs
I
of
did.
people.
I did notice something in the apothecary bee chamber. There were feathers and scales from other creatures. Do apothecary bees like to experiment with different materials?
Some do. Many of them will collect things to eat, since most of the creation of potions and the like by apothecary bees is done in their digestive process. Not many are happy to hear this, but the potions of apothecary bees could be considered waste from them.
But it's a magical potion.
Yes, absolutely. So I imagine if they got larger, if they managed to find, a finger or the like, I wouldn't be surprised if they experimented with eating it to see what would happen. They have naturally inquisitive minds.
Okay. Hmm. Huh. So, where would you like this larva?
Oh, you can just sort of bring them over here. Kind of like moves her leg a little bit, so there's a bit of an opening on the pedestal. Just set them down right there. And place the honey and the jelly over here. You can see she's actually got something that wasn't here recently. Before you left, there's like this large sort of bronze bowl, as well as a couple like small containers and barrels of other ingredients nearby. It seems that look like they've been brought over somehow. Scoffos, to what you said a moment ago, give me a perception check. You do not find any other feathers or the like. Anything that points to the presence of Aki, Ulshuk, or Semini here.
Or any other people besides us.
Aside from, like, local beekeepers.
Yeah, alright.
All right. Well, I put the larva down where she directed, and who was carrying the royal jelly again?
Didn't we all have some? That and the honey?
Okay. Well, then Ton would put his portions down where directed as well.
Yeah, I'll do the
So-
same.
Yep, so will Illyria.
Right. You see, the statue kind of like pats the larva briefly. As you set it down, it kind of immediately relaxes fully, almost like falling asleep on the pedestal as the statue pats it, and then she'll sort of stand up fully and sort of walk to the edge of the platform and begin sort of reaching out and gathering some of the ingredients. This is a quite extensive process. The brewing should take about 2 days. You are, of course, welcome to remain and watch if you would like. If you have other things you would like to do, by all means, you do not need to stay by my side during this time.
Han wants
How
to
long
watch.
did you say? 2 days?
2 days, yes.
Oh, goodness.
It's not 2 days of constant work. Things need to rest and
Yes.
need to be done at very specific time frames as well. So,
Illyria votes we go back to the town and stay at an inn and get some good food and some good rest in a not bedroll on the rocky ground. And maybe go shopping.
by all means. Speaking of shopping, I would like to thank you, of course. Getting this precious little lava for me was likely not an easy feat, and I would see you rewarded for your efforts. She kind of like plucks one of the stone bees from her, and as she does, it transforms from this stone bee into a beautiful golden brooch, sort of in the shape of a bee, diamond-studded wings, and a stinger made of silver. She presents it to you.
Ready.
Specifically, you would estimate it worth about 125 gold if sold. Not magical in any way, just a beautiful golden diamond-studded brooch.
In the shape of a bee.
In the shape of a bee, yes.
Let's hold on to it. There might be significance to this later on. You never know.
Sure. Yeah. So we've got Han saying he would like to stay, Illyria saying she would like to go back to town. What about...
If staying is what the rest of the party does, that's what Illyria will do too.
I mean, I guess if we want to make 100% sure that the brewing isn't, like, interrupted or something, especially since we saw signs of others we know, might be good to stay. Although, I understand where you're coming from, Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe after we've ensured we have the ambrosia.
That's a good idea. So we'll set up a little camp here.
All right. It is only approaching 1:30 in the afternoon right now, so plenty of daylight still. Well, if you all are remaining, could I bother you to help me just with building a fire? We don't want it burning too hot, mostly just sort of hot coals, if possible.
All right. Is there any dried and dead wood around?
Yeah, absolutely. Not directly in this clearing, but nearby you could go and collect some easily.
All right. I won't.
Actually, in particular, some has already been provided by whoever brought these other ingredients here to this statue.
Okay. Then I'll take one of the tinder sticks and use my axe to make shavings, then use my flint and steel to light the shavings up.
Yep.
To start the fire.
Absolutely. You start warming a fire, beginning to bring a little bit of heat to this area. Once it reaches a point where it is mostly hot embers and coals rather than a raging flame, Montoya's statue lays that bronze basin on top of it. The basin needs to be warmed. We don't want to burn or boil it effectively, but the goal is to get the metal to begin to sort of soften at the base. As it does. As it softens, she sort of takes some of the other like casks and the like, and starts pulling out what looks to be like bits of crushed and powdered saffron, a bit of mountain thyme as well, and begins to sort of layer the bottom of the basin with that before pouring in about a third of a bottle of a sweet white wine into it.
We're getting drunk.
Once the wine begins to cook a little bit, that is when she begins to pour the honey in as well. And as she pours it in, she begins to stir it. You see there's like a paddle that's been provided as well that she's using. And she just starts slowly, clockwise, stirring this mixture at a consistent rhythmic motion that goes on for a little over an hour. And by the time she stops, you see that pulls the paddle out. The mixture still looks mostly like honey, a little less viscous than honey normally is. And while at first you think it is just sort of reflecting sunlight, you notice that no, the honey itself is glowing. Would one of you mind grabbing that amphora over there and just holding it? I need to store this mixture in there.
Ton will pick it up and hold it.
She picks up the basin. Would normally probably be dangerous or painful for others because, you know, it's hot metal, but she begins to pour the mixture into the amphora, and once it is finished, you actually notice that sort of the entire bottom of the bowl has melted into nothing and is just, it's now just a ring of bronze rather than a bowl that she kind of just frisbees away. Feels the amphora, uses wax to seal it, wraps the whole thing in linen. It just needs to rest until sunrise tomorrow. The longest part of the cooking process, of course. We will open it with the morning sun, and at that point, a few small things and your ambrosia will be complete. So, 2 days, it's really more of like this afternoon and into tomorrow morning is the whole cook process. 2 days was more of a exaggeration. I apologize.
An overnight oats kind of situation.
Yes, exactly. With a perhaps bit more reverence applied to it.
Exactly.
Okay.
There is nothing else that needs your attention today, unless you would like to remain. I'm always happy to have someone to chat to, but...
I did have a few questions, if you don't mind.
But of course.
So, points at the bees all around. How did you know that bees were to be your divine domain?
I really loved bees. I always enjoyed their presence in being out in nature before I gained my mythic power, and well, my myth speaking had me fighting a truly gargantuan wasp. Everything just sort of aligned. You know,
And
I was a member of a druidic order back then, and My familiar was a bee that I had made good friends with growing up, so just dedicated myself to that afterwards.
Okay, and then once, you fought the gargantuan wasp and your domain was attained,
Mm-hmm.
were you suddenly infused with knowledge on bees or
Nope.
influence over them?
Mm-mm. A lot of it came naturally to me as I had spent time doing it, but most of it was simple trial and error, seeing what worked, what didn't work.
Hmm. So, would you say for a hero god, their domain is not something that suddenly comes upon them, it's something they earn throughout their life?
I think it is different, perhaps on a per hero god basis. I would ask you remember why I do have, at least it seems, a portion of Antoya's intelligence in mind. I am but a statue. It's been granted
Ah,
some form of memory and the ability to converse and move, which I am extraordinarily grateful for, but I am not the original Antoya, so any memories and experiences I share here are truly almost similar to story and legend, however
okay.
much benefit that can grant you.
All right. Ton takes a contemplative look on his face, looks over at the soon-to-be ambrosia, looks back at his companions. Well, I'm going to stay here for the night and guard it because we all know who was in that hive.
Bees.
There were other creatures in there.
Apothecary bees.
Non-bee creatures
You guys.
that were not us.
Maybe.
The apothecary bees could have collected that stuff outside and brought it in.
Well, I don't want to take the chance.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Fair enough. What about the rest of you then?
Yeah, Lyria's already started setting up camp. She's ready for a nap.
It's fine.
All right. Yeah, you guys can certainly just sort of rest the rest of the day here, chill out, share some stories with the statue before heading off to sleep for the night. Is there anything else in particular anyone would like to do?
I guess as far as this island and like sometimes it gets visitors or beekeepers work there. Does anyone else end up like wandering over to this area or no? Because people are wary of the large bees.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tourist island as much as it is a massive apiary where basically all of Iblydos' beekeeping happens. A number of people do travel to just kind of take in this island. There's no one here right now, if that's what you're asking. You do see like one or two beekeepers from the nearby town throughout the afternoon, off in the distance. Like one comes up towards you guys and kind of acknowledges your presence for a moment, speaks with the statue, like truly casual conversation, and basically asks, "Hey, is there anything else you need?" And the statue's like, "Nope, got everything already. Thank you guys so much. A little surprised you guys were all keeping these ingredients still." And they're like, "Well, I mean, we stories passed down say you use these ingredients, so I mean, some of them are what we infuse into honey anyway, so we tend to keep a lot of these around." Iblydan honey is almost unintentionally discount ambrosia most of the time. It is ambrosia that has not gone through the process of like specifically what has been done here by the statue, but uses all the same ingredients for the most part. So like honey, Sometimes it'll use royal jelly as well. Saffron, thyme, sweet white wine. No melted bowl. So, few differences. But
Is that kind of the same recipe that Ton came across in the apothecary's
Hans would have been
area?
a little bit different because it would not have like there wouldn't have been any listed different specific like how to heat it or the like. But it like you clock the royal jelly, the honey, the saffron, the thyme, and then a lot of the other nearby ingredients were like seeds and flower petals and grasses that many of them you recognized as having properties of health and fortification of a body.
Okay.
So would have been a different, maybe quicker, maybe different ambrosia. Who knows, really? But one that mechanically should have worked the same for you.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I was just curious if anyone if was surprised by us camping here or by the statue, but it seems like
No. There was probably some surprise about the statue talking, but it seems like the townsfolk got over it pretty quickly. Or maybe they're doing the same thing as they did with the bees. Right.
It's, you know.
They might just be putting on a face. But pretty much everyone here at least respects, if not worships, Untoya and her legacy. So when a statue of Untoya comes to life with a number of her memories, they're like, this is great. This is the best thing that's happened to us in forever. This is a blessing. So they're totally chill with it.
So just for clarity, her Untoya's statue just had not woken up in the years.
Yeah, because it was a statue. It waking up is the weird thing. That's not supposed to happen.
Only time it's ever happened according to the statue. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened this time because you guys imparted some of your mythic power into it. And it resonated with that.
Okay.
The townsfolk already jaded by giant beasts. Like, this is great. Sure, why not?
Does that group have a name?
Aki's team?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no. Even back during the competition, they just went by Team Aki.
If it is Aki and them, they definitely have help. They wouldn't know how to do this on their own.
Well, that is the question, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it's two people who are dumb as rocks in Olshuk, so...
To be fair, Semini, while she has bad political ideas because they're all around giving her more power, she's an alchemist.
We love alchemists.
She is a capable alchemist in her own right. She just is very much like pro-aristocracy. Give me power.
I wonder if they're also going to seek out Vivelos for the...
Maybe you'll meet him in the underworld, at least.
If they're in a hurry.
Yeah.
You are.
We love the underworld.
Well, the rest of the day passes in relative peace and quiet. You guys are welcome to go ahead, take a bit of a long rest here. I don't believe anyone really went through many resources or supplies during the day, but the day and the night passes. You guys wake up very early in the morning, so sort of pre-sunrise in order to go through this last process of the crafting of the ambrosia. The statue greets you all as you awake. She was awake the whole night because she's a statue and doesn't need to sleep. She spent most of the time studying the larva and seemingly chatting with the stone bees on her. But as the sun begins to rise, she takes the amphora, cracks the seal on it, and opens it. Within it begins to pour, sort of from the side as well, what appears to be like spring water, just a few cups of it, as well as the entire rest of that bottle of sweet wine that was used. And then sort of takes a long stick and begins to stir in the amphora as well, and pretty slowly as she does so. And then takes the linen that was wrapped around the amphora, puts it over the opening, and then flips it over and begins to strain the liquid from the amphora into a few small vials off to the side. As it is poured in, beautiful sort of amber liquid with what appear to be threads of shimmering and glowing gold within it, kind of curling and uncurling as the liquid moves. There is a wonderful sort of smell, kind of like fresh wildflower meadow and sort of like distant rain on the horizon. You know, when you step outside, you can kind of smell the humidity in the air that tells you, oh, it's going to rain soon. It's a bit like that. She puts the amphora back, puts it off to the side, gestures to the vials. Your ambrosia is complete. Must be drunk by sunset. But other than that, it should do exactly what you are seeking.
You got a phone call, it looked like, so.
Yes, Talon just had to step away for the rest of the session here, which will be ending shortly, but...
Do we want to wait to drink it till everyone's here?
Yeah, I
like.
think that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, then we will end off for tonight here a little bit early, but you guys have your vials of ambrosia in front of you and are ready to consume them. On top of that, you guys didn't go back to the port, so you didn't have the chance to run into them yet. But next session, we will begin to look, as well as drinking this ambrosia, into individuals who actively wish to worship you. And how your story will further unfold from there. So, thank you all so much for playing. I do hope you enjoyed. See you next week.
Thank you. See you next week, guys.
Goodbye.
Yeah, is Kim back next week or another week
I'm
out?
not sure. For the moment, I would imagine not. I think she's still working on things.
All right.
Sounds
Good
good.
night, guys.
Good night.
See ya.